Alright folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I'm your host Josh, and this is part 28 of our Let's Play of Paradise Killer. I've gone through all the evidence here, I've reviewed it right before I started this one, and I think we're ready. I think we're ready for the trial to begin. Again, I have absolutely no idea what this is going to look like, how long it's going to go, but we've done it all as far as I'm concerned. If you missed last time, we found a ton of important evidence, so I do recommend you look at that if you have not. I hope so. I really do. That's a great question. Are you ready to start the trial that will determine the fate of the Syndicate? Have you found facts and crafted a truth? I'm ready to work through this with you, Lady Lovedeyes. We shall examine your case files and cast a light upon the shadowy recesses where truth lies.
The door to truth will...
Are you ready to begin the trials, Lady Lovedeyes? This is the point of no return. Ensure that you are happy with your evidence and reasoning. There is no going back. Let's do this. Let's expose the truths.
Lady Lovedeyes.
Are you sure, Lady Lovedeyes? You understand that this is a point of no return where we descend into the madness of crime. The penalty for anyone you convict of any crime will be death, as dictated by Syndicate law. Please be sure. Yep. Let's get into the abyss of crime.
Breathe life back into paradise.
I am overjoyed to hear that. Please wait while I assemble the suspects in the Chamber of Justice. Yeah! Paradise hangs in the balance. Let's do it. Let me explain how we shall uncover truths and lies. Please do, I'm lost. We will hold a trial for each case file logged in Starlight. Okay, good,
Show me your truth.
You will choose which suspect you wish to accuse and present your argument against them. I am an impartial tool of justice. I shall analyze your evidence and determine if you have proven your case. Can you break alibis? Can you put the suspect at the scene? How strong is your case? All that matters is that justice is carried out. I am not interested in speculation and weak prosecutions. I need the truth. We will find the suspect responsible for each crime.
The door to truth will open.
Anyone found guilty will be executed. This is the crime to end all crimes. Anyone involved cannot be allowed to infect Perfect 25 with their criminality. You will do the execution. The investigation freak will execute justice. Be confident about who you accuse. Are you clear on how the trials will work? Do you need me to repeat this? I'm good. I am kind of worried about the fact that I'm gonna have to murder some people, but I'm ready to go. Let's breathe life back into paradise. Whoa. Okay.
What the hell?
Judge? The island is ending. Our home shatters before us.
This is nonsense.
This farce has gone on long enough. It is time to move to the new island, Judge. I am the acting leader. I initiated the shutdown.
How dare
The prime suspect has been sitting behind bars while the freak runs around the island chasing down false leads. Oh, how interesting that you would be the most against this happening, eh, Carmelina?
This is nonsense.
You have until the end of the island to do your trial. The truth may not be as simple as you believe, Architect. I am doing this for the good of the Syndicate. Perfect 25 is waiting. You can't do the...
Don't test me.
Judge, the clock is ticking. What does this mean for the trials? We don't have much time, Lovedeyes. The white smoke of oblivion threatens to consume the truth. You will have one desperate chance to find the truth for each case file. Make it count.
Tell me what you want.
The rest of the Syndicate are in agreement. It is time to move on and execute Henry. Fuck you! You're overstepping your authority, Architect.
Crime cannot
Judge,
hide.
let's breathe life back into paradise. Lovedeyes, you are authorized to once again wield your service weapon. Take hold of a chamber full of justice. Use it at the end of the trials to execute the guilty. Any involvement with this heinous crime carries the sentence of death.
This is nonsense.
Judge, this is severe. This is the crime to end all crimes. Any amount of involvement is a heresy against the gods, an atrocity against the Syndicate. Or do you disagree? I do not. Be strong in your accusations, investigator. The penalty for any of these crimes is death. Judge, I get it. It's been a while since I executed justice.
The journey into truth and justice begins.
Okay. Alright, so, speak to the suspects and collect your gun. We'll commence the trial shortly. Alright, well, let's talk to everyone first then, I guess. Get out of my little zone. Crimson. Hope you know what you're doing, lady. You better have the evidence you need for whatever you're planning. I hope I do too. Doctor. Love dies! If you prosecute me, will I get conjugal visits? Sorry, Doc. The punishment for this crime is going to make that difficult. But luckily, I don't think you're guilty of any of these crimes. Henry. This is a formality, right? I'm lined up to get my head blown off, aren't I? That's what we're here to find out. It's interesting that you two are together. Lydia, Sam. Hey, LD. We're cool, right? We're in the clear, aren't we? We'll find out at trial, guys. We will find out. Carmelina? Architect?
I am the leader.
Investigator, this island is ready to die and new one started. Do not delay in prosecuting Henry. All of the evidence points to him. I bet it does. Witness. Lady Love dies. This is it, isn't it? The reckoning. The future of paradise. I hope you make the right choices. So do I. Yuri. Freak. Get this over with. We all know who did it. You're wasting my time. And Akiko, Grand Marshal. Nenarochito, you better get this right. Henry did it and needs to be executed. Wrap this up. Alright, let's grab our gun. That's a pretty cool looking gun. Love dies gun for executing the guilty. You have retrieved your gun. I hope you appreciate how serious your accusations will be. Return to the stand when you are ready to talk. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Love dies.
Investigator will begin the trials. Truth or fact? Wait, what? Isn't that the same thing? Henry's escape. Okay. Henry allegedly escaped during his execution, broke through the prison bars, and headed to the council building, murdering the martial guards, traversing the holy seals, and killing the council before being apprehended at the scene. How did Henry escape? How did the accused killer break out of incarceration? Is it as the report states, or did something else happen? Henry Division is alleged to have escaped the desolation cell and murdered the council. Investigator, peel back the shroud of inscrutability and bring forward the sweet smile of truth. State your truth. Okay. Jesus. Okay, so this is... Henry allegedly escaped during his execution. Right. So we know that it's not as it happened. That's pretty clear. We know that Akiko has quite a lot going on here, right? So, Akiko has a phone record thing where she says that she's at Syndicate HQ, but she's not. She lied. Henry remembers seeing New Knight. The only way he could have seen New Knight is if he was brought through the barracks, which disregards her report. A discarded bottle with traces of every council member. How do I scroll down here? Okay, I guess we'll just do this for now. Unless, can I tab over this way? No. Okay. Well, whatever. So Henry remembers. Okay. So there's the bottle with the blood. There are no fingerprints on it, but if Henry is being framed, this is where that came from. Henry doesn't appear in the Syndicate HQ log, so he didn't pass through the main entrance. So he had to get there somewhere else. Again, through the barracks is what would make sense. The bars were torn with explosives, not by demonic strength. The time frame that she lists is impossible. There's the whole thing with the inhibitors, and she thinks that the demon tricked it, but that doesn't make any sense. In a report, Akiko notes that she broke procedure and going to execute Henry on her own. She admits her hubris, but doesn't exonerate her, right? Henry could have seen the new statue if we went through to the barracks. We've talked about that, but it's only coded to Akiko's blood vial. That's definitely important. Henry claims that he saw New Knight last night. Yeah, okay. Alright, so there's a lot here that points to Akiko. I think there's good reason to think Akiko. That being said, Henry, we're not going to accuse, because Henry didn't do it. This is the bit that I'm most curious about, right? So, okay, so we know that he had the wireless receiver and called the demon in, right? Okay. He asked Doomjazz about overcoming Henry's demonic inhibitors, and Doomjazz told him that Henry would need a massive adrenaline spike. Doomjazz said that Deathscreams could potentially cause an adrenaline spike that would overcome. So we know that he asked about it. We know that an oral attack was done through this device. And we know that Witness is the person who suffers Deathscream trauma, so he would be the most logical one to use that. So those are kind of my two that I'm mainly thinking. Yeah, we got nothing against just about anybody else. Yeah, so, man. I mean, Witness... I think Witness has good reason to be accused here, but Akiko has so much that she's clearly lied about. And I want to accuse both and just go with that. Witness has more stuff that we're going to get him on later, though. I just think Akiko's clearly lied. And, you know, granted, Witness probably lied too. But there's so much more relating to Akiko. I think we have to accuse Akiko in this case. So, are you sure you want to continue with the accusation? Present your evidence to judge. Once confirmed, you'll not be able to reverse the court's proceedings. Yeah, Man, oh! It's the first one and I'm already like... I think Witness definitely did that, though, with the inhibitors. But that alone doesn't... Him awakening Henry doesn't allow all of this to happen. It's Akiko that allows most of this to happen and covers up most of it. So yeah, you know what? Akiko is the person that I'm confirming for this specific part of the case.
Is repulsive.
I believe this was part of a plan by Akiko.
Pull up.
Nenorochito. The freak is lying. The Grand Marshal broke the primary suspect out of the prison she put him in.
Show me.
Present your evidence. Construct a truth. Alright. I mean, we've got a lot. Can I just present it all? Yeah, let's first talk about time frame. The time frame in Akiko's report doesn't match up. There is no way Henry could have got off the Desolation Cell, made it to the Council building, traversed the Holy Seals, and murdered the Council, and be found at 1203. Akiko lied.
I'll kill you.
Grand Marshal, respect the civility of the courthouse. Do you have a proper response? She's making that up! The freak is making me out to be a liar! She's cooked up a little story to frame me. How did Henry cross the island, get through all the seals, murder the council, and exit the building by 1203?
Che?
Este Prost? He's got a demon in him. The demon gave him speed and strength. There's no evidence to suggest that. That's correct, Grand Marshal. Your word here isn't good enough. You are speculating without any evidence to back it up.
Show me your
Present your evidence. Construct a truth. Alright. What is Henry's alibi break? Since we can present all this, we might as well present all of it then, I guess. Akiko broke procedure when she went to execute Henry. She shouldn't have gone by herself. She was either doing something illicit or giving him an opportunity.
She has the chance.
Ha! Is that the best you've got? I thought you were supposed to be the investigation freak. Speculating with nothing to back it up seems like a poor showing for judges' big hope. She's right. That is speculation and not evidence.
Show me your
Present your evidence. Okay, let's talk about the broken bars. The bars on the prison bridge were supposedly torn open by Henry with his demonic strength. Starlight analyzed the bars and found traces of thermite, not demonic residue.
I have a bad feeling.
Thermite
about
is a
this.
military-grade explosive that burns through pretty much anything. Akiko faked that part of his escape. Grand Marshal, never trust computers. The little calculator got it wrong. Henry is demonic. What does Starlight know about demons? The freak tried to analyze something that Starlight doesn't recognize, and the closest match is thermite. Residue sample 68.7% thermite, 20% barium nitrate, 2% sulfur, 0.3% polybutadiene, Acrylonitrile. Oh god, no traces of unknown chemicals found. Thermite is an anti-material weapon and burns at an extremely high temperature.
Paradise feels
Akiko used it to open the prison
wrong.
bars and make it look like Henry escaped.
Ich bewohne.
This is a lie! A good truth. Please, let us sample some more.
Show me your truth.
Henry was dosed up with inhibitors. How could he have escaped if he was fully sedated? Doctor, was his dosage correct?
What?
Yes, Judge, as it has been for the last 10 years. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal?
Bros.
The demon inside him tricked us. It waited for the right moment. The inhibitors had never been right, but we didn't know. Doctor? That's quite the claim. It would mean that the demon was capable of plotting and fooling us for a decade.
I see.
There's no medical evidence to suggest this happened.
Crime cannot hide.
Very convenient that the demon pulled the trick off right at the end of the island. Why not attack sooner? This isn't hard evidence, but I am taking it into consideration.
Show me your truth.
Alright. I can break Henry's alibi. Lady Lovedeyes, Henry stands accused by everyone except you. Do the facts lie? Do you believe in the official version of events? No, the truth is distorted.
Crime is repulsive.
The facts are wrong. Henry didn't go to the council building by himself. Fuck yeah! This is getting interesting.
Don't test me.
Henry remembers almost nothing about last night except seeing New Night. He specifically remembers seeing the goddess. She didn't speak to him, he saw the goddess. The only statue of New Night is in the barracks, and a normal citizen can't know that because the barracks are classified. Henry has been in the barracks, though. That's where detainees are processed when they're arrested. The statue is in the main barracks grounds. Prisoners don't go through there. Correct, Akiko? When I was arrested on Island 13, I only ever saw the entrance to the barracks, which connects directly to the underground holding cells. I'm not answering that. It's classified. Grand Marshal, you'll be found in contempt if you refuse to answer. Fine. Arrested individuals are taken through the main gate and directly down into the holding cells.
Is this a fact?
Henry could
Or a
have
treat?
seen New Night if he went through the tunnel that connects the Desolation Cell to the barracks. When he was arrested and taken to the Desolation Cell, he'd have had to go through the main barrack grounds, though.
I don't like
That was
this.
10 years ago. He has lost all of his memories from that incident. The only thing that he remembers is New Night last night. That sounds like a stretch, investigator. The only way to get to the council building from the Desolation Cell in the window of time stated is via the front gate of the HQ. The Nightmare computer logs on the HQ entrance the Nightmare computer logs on the HQ entrance have no record of Henry going through them. I don't believe he went through them. If he didn't go through the entrance, this whole case is thrown into disarray. Henry was found with the blood of the victims in his stomach, but I don't think he ingested them himself. How else did the blood get inside him? I found this bottle on the rocks below where Henry was found. It had been used to hold blood. Starlight analyzed the blood in it, and it matched the remains to all the council members. How did it get there? There are no fingerprints, but my theory is that someone took council blood from the scene, placed it in the bottle, and forced Henry to ingest it. Why? To scapegoat him for the crime. They were rushed or sloppy and casually discarded the bottle, assuming no one would question the lie. You can't prove this, though. The demonic sigils that cover Henry's body were found daubed in blood at the scene of the first Seal Marshals. What of them? Henry doesn't draw those symbols. There are no records of this occurring, and it is not in line with how the demon inside him behaves. The sigils formed on his skin through the projection of demonic language from the demon inside him. The demon scorched him with its own anger. Did the demon make him draw them? No, the demon doesn't micromanage Henry's actions. It just sets him on a path. Henry doesn't speak the demon's language either. I find it unlikely that Henry would perfectly recreate sigils from a language he doesn't speak. How did they get there, then? Most likely drawn by whoever was trying to frame Henry. Couldn't he have copied them from his own body? Only if he had a mirror and the time to do it. Very well. Excellent work. You have taken the lid off the box containing the truth. Henry's alibi is broken.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Alright, one more. I can break Akiko's alibi. The truth requires us to examine Akiko's alibi. Akiko went to execute Henry, but alleges that Henry escaped at 11:52. She claims she found him outside the council building at 12:03. I called witness as I left the desolation cell to go to the barracks to organize the search for Henry. Can anyone confirm that the Grand Marshal returned to the barracks? The marshals confirmed that she went back to the barracks.
Don't.
However,
test
it
me.
is hard to take their word, as they are fiercely loyal to you and refuse to give me any physical evidence. Did you confirm the phone call?
I have a bad feeling
Akiko's
about
phone
this.
records are apparently classified, and the investigator isn't allowed to access them. Witness confirmed he got a call from Akiko.
When love
I
dies,
took Witness's
all
phone
that
and analyzed the records at a
are
comms
facts.
tower. Starlight did some backtracing on the calls, and it appears Akiko lied. The call she made to Witness wasn't from the Desolation Cell. The comms tower puts her location at the Syndicate HQ, which throws her timeline of events into question and puts her near the scene of the crime.
Do you want to die?
Watch your language in the House of Justice. She's lying. Her little pocket calculator is wrong. She hasn't checked my phone. The data is incorrect.
Paradise feels
Witness
wrong.
tested that on the call from Akiko, Witness testified that on the call from Akiko, he couldn't hear the Desolation Cell's distinctive, dreadful atmosphere or the ocean.
I don't.
That
like
isn't conclusive
this.
proof, but it still suggests she wasn't where she claims. The rock of secrecy has been lifted and the truth exposed. The Grand Marshal's alibi has been broken.
Show me your truth.
Alright, that's it. I have nothing to present. You have proven that the official versions of events for Akiko and Henry's movements last night are total fantasy. Combined with your evidence, you have created a truth that glints brilliantly in the light shown by the facts. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. I could go on. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. Yes? A truth is revealed. A truth is known. A truth proves Akiko guilty. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal? The harsh light of truth has shone upon your crime, and you will be sentenced to death. You were sworn to protect our beloved council. You pledged your blade for so long. You were a beacon of purity. Now you will be executed, and the marshals will lose their leader. The island sequences will never be the same again. Why did you do it?
Nenorochito!
You said I wouldn't hang for this. I beg your pardon, Grand Marshal. This was never part of the plan, you pompous Taffa. Who are you talking to?
Nenorochito, you're
Carmelita,
out of your mind.
you said this would... Oh, come... Yes! Go off, girl! You said this would work. Now I have a gun to my head. If I'm going down for this, so are you.
The ravings of the guilty lashing out.
I have no idea what she's talking about. Tell us everything, Akiko. You have nothing left to lose. If you were set up, you can have revenge.
I'll kill you!
You promised to induct my soldiers into the Syndicate if I helped you. Now I'm going to be executed. Seo Sarsinet de Rahat total est.
Rahat.
You used me. You weren't careful enough, and now I'm going to die. I faked Henry's escape. I was supposed to deliver him to outside the council building, phone Witness, and report that I'd found him after the council were dead. Carmelina.
I am the leader.
She's lying. She's been found out in her own little scheme, and now she's trying to take innocent people down with her. I took Henry through the barracks to the council building. The official report is a lie. Lady Love dies. Sounds like a conspiracy, Judge. Open a case file.
Carmelina's conspiracy.
How interesting. Judgment has passed. Got her. Alright, well that's one down. Lady Love dies. While you're in here, you do not have access to the phones you've been using to record your progress. Would you like me to save your progress now? Yeah, sure. Before the next trial begins. Alright. We got time for at least one more after this. Let's put this one in slot 3.
Getting saved.
Truth or fact? Okay, so we're moving on to Henry's demonic possession. A decade ago, Henry became possessed by a demon, killing his mother and allowing demonic corruption to spill out into the world. The area around his apartment was sealed off and became the dead zone. During his arrest, he killed the Syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he has been contained and sedated in the Desolation Cell with inhibitors. Okay. Investigator, Starlight has logged Henry's possession a decade ago as a case file related to the murder of the Council. Is Starlight being overzealous, or do you believe there is something there that warrants investigation? Was someone else involved with Henry's possession and the demonic invasion that spelled doom for the island? Oh, you better believe it, my friend. Okay, so we know that Henry is the one that was possessed, but he's not the person we're going to be blaming here. Now, Yuri, on the other hand, a book on demonology, written for blah, blah, blah. So this was the book that we found in Henry's apartment. It's likely how he got access to this demon. And how could he have gotten it? Well, it would have had to come from the Syndicate's library. And we know that the records library show that Yuri accessed the restricted vault. And those contain dangerous books and grimoires about demons communicating with gods. And Henry said someone gave him a book on demonology. So pretty good cause to believe Yuri. Or to believe that it was Yuri. And we got no one else. So Yuri it is then. Let's accuse him. Yep, good to confirm that.
Is this a fact?
I believe Yuri pushed Henry down the path to possession.
Don't be snide with
I
me.
thought you were supposed to be an investigation freak. You've got nothing on me.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Alright. Okay, let's do this in a particular order here. I want to start with... Actually, we could do this in the order. I think that makes the most sense.
I have
So starting with this.
bad feeling about
Inside a
this.
safe in Henry's apartment is one of the forbidden tomes of demonology from the library vault.
What?
What's that got to do with me? Which book? The Grimoire of Mahida. A frightful tome. How did a citizen come to obtain one of the restricted texts?
Show me your
Present your evidence. Henry told me a stranger supplied him with a tome that would lead to his possession. Someone took a shine to him and slipped him a restricted text. And you think it was me? You're a joke. I had nothing to do with
What
this.
business
I
is
don't
it of
consort
yours?
with citizens. You'll need better evidence than this.
Show me your truth.
Oh, we're just getting there.
Is
We've
this
gotta
a
lay the
fact
pieces first.
Or a truth?
Yuri accessed the vault that contains the books on demonology. I believe Yuri took books on demonology and gave them to Henry, preying on a vulnerable mind and pushing him towards communicating with the gods. The plan was for him to become possessed. The plan?
Freak?
The freak wouldn't know a plan if she saw it. She's just making up stories and you're going along with it.
Worthless.
Exile caused her brain to rot. You're letting the freak fool you with lies, speculation, and friction.
I don't like this.
The plan will become clear in later case files. There is a conspiracy at play, and I need you to trust me. If I get this wrong, you can reverse the conviction, I'll go back to the Idlelands, and Yuri can walk free. Someone committed the crime to end all crimes, and the path to the truth is a winding one.
What?
We cannot go on trust. This is not justice. Oh, ha ha, oh, very suspicious, Carmelina. Do not dare lecture me on justice. I am justice incarnate. The court trusts the investigator.
Show me
Present your evidence. That's it for now. I have nothing to present. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy, you get it. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. What you got for me this time, Judge? I know that I was a bit lighter this time, but a truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth
court
proves.
finds
Yuri
Yuri
guilty.
How dare you?
This is unacceptable. Do you know who I am? I have been chosen. I will be on the next council. This freak has taken away my destiny. I will burn the syndicate to the ground.
What?
Yuri, be quiet. No, I am the blessed servant of my goddess. I was destined for greatness. I helped you, and now I'm going to die.
We have achieved perfection.
These are the ravings of someone deceived by a god that's been caught out.
That's it.
Is this true, Yuri?
What business
She
is it of
promised me a
yours?
seat on the new council and to retrieve enchanted blue from the real world. Yeah, this is all lining up. Nonsense.
You
I got Henry
know
the
who
books on
I
demonology,
am.
sent him down the dark path. The plan needed the island to end. Henry provided the answer. The truth lies within a conspiracy. It's all coming together, baby. Carmelina's going down. Alright, well, go ahead and save again. I think we got time for one more, though, because that one was real short. And then that'll probably be a good break point. We'll be, like, roughly halfway done with the... Now, there's more than... Well, whatever. Okay, yeah, this is an interesting one. Okay, so the murder of Grace Bloodlines. Grace was our chief exorcist, and Henry was convicted for her murder, which he allegedly committed during his arrest. One Last Kiss seems to think she was set up to die. Grace Bloodlines was murdered 10 years ago. I presided over the trial. I saw the sun's light cast the shadows from the terror, and I leave only truth visible. Yeah, let's play out confident. You didn't have me on the island 10 years ago. Do those terrible events from a decade ago have a link to the tragedy of last night? I investigated it at the behest of One Last Kiss. Who is One Last Kiss?
Got it.
The ghost of Grace Bloodlines. She is on the island. A ghost of a murder victim 10 years ago is on the island.
Mystery awaits.
Is that so hard to believe, Judge? Can you prove you are who you say you are? Haunted, complex crescent, drifting sands, satellite. Confirmation, Grace Bloodlines, unique blood
The
code.
investigator is here.
One Last Kiss asked me to find her resting spot. I unlocked her blood vial and she confirmed the code independently. It's so nice to see everyone again. What do you have to do with the murder last night?
What mystery?
I was murdered 10 years ago, allegedly by Henry, who everyone here would have you believe is a council murderer. It makes you think, doesn't it? What if the two are linked? One Last Kiss asked me to investigate her murder. She believes there is more to it than the official version of events. Do you suspect her? Do I suspect One Last Kiss? No. Because that's what you're asking, right? One Last Kiss happening in the murder. She believes there is more to... Do you suspect her? No, I believe she is a victim in all this. Well done, investigator. You have seen the truth clearly. Paradise gets even more bizarre. The trials continue. Lady Love Dies, drive us along the highway of truth. I've got my hand out the window. Okay, so with Akiko, we have that the sigils were carved into her flesh. Henry didn't have a knife, but Akiko did. Akiko claims to not know how the sigils came to be on Grace's body, other than from demonic source. Doomjazz contradicted the report. He said the sigils had been carved into her body with a blade. It hadn't been seared like the demon normally would. And Akiko didn't follow a resting procedure. She should have known better. Akiko left the room, leaving Henry and Grace together. Akiko claims it was to check on Carmelina. Okay. Now, Carmelina, we have a photo of Grace Bloodline's neck from her examination. And if you look closely, you see that the bruising is uneven. And it's likely due to a wedding ring. Carmelina used to wear a wedding ring when she was married to Witness. And that would be during the time frame here. She was en route to Henry's exorcism. Carmelina sent a message to Akiko telling her to leave Grace unattended with Henry. Forgot to encrypt it. Leave her alone with him. One Last Kiss said that Carmelina accompanied her to Henry's exorcism. When Akiko left Grace alone with Henry, it was to speak to Carmelina. Alright, then we've got Henry stuff. I know Henry didn't do it. We're not accusing Henry of anything, and everyone else is good. Alright, so the real question is just, are we accusing Akiko or are we accusing Carmelina? And, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that, while Akiko is clearly involved, Carmelina is the person that likely did it, along with having Akiko as a sort of, whatever you call it, you know, person, whatever the word is when the person helps. I can't think of it. Whatever. We're accusing Carmelina. Here we go. It feels like I'm like not supposed to accuse Carmelina of anything yet, but like we already got from Akiko that she's gonna throw Carmelina under the bus. So accusing her of something again probably isn't getting me anything anyways. So let's do it.
Crime is repulsive.
I believe Carmelina was the architect of her murder. did you like that, Judge? Architect of her murder? This is nonsense. You have no evidence.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Construct a truth. Alright. Well, first let's just start with One Last Kiss's testimony. When Henry was arrested, Grace was meeting with Carmelina. Carmelina requested to accompany Grace on the exorcism. This is unusual, as it would place Carmelina in an unnecessary amount of danger. It may be unusual, but it doesn't prove she is the perpetrator.
Craft is its own reward.
Of course it doesn't. The investigator is trying to prove a fantasy. It may have placed me in danger, but the pursuit of knowledge sometimes requires risk.
Show me your
Present
truth.
your evidence. You gotta stick with me on this one, Judge. You know, I'm leading you down a path of truth. Come on. All right, let's talk about the hidden photo next. Oh, no, let's talk about Carmelina's message next. Then we'll end with the photo. While Grace and Carmelina were en route to Henry, Carmelina sent a message to Akiko. She instructed her to leave Henry and Grace alone together. This message was intercepted before it was scrubbed from the server. Carmelina forgot to use encryption. Architect?
We have achieved perfection.
I have no recollection of this. It sounds like a fabrication.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Alright. I found a photo of Grace's body that had been excluded from the report. It was hidden on the barracks server. It showed the strange marks on Grace's neck. Doomjazz took a look at it and suggested that they were done by someone that wore a wedding ring.
The facts
Carmelina wore a wedding ring at the
the
time when Grace was killed. I suspect that Carmelina killed Grace when Henry didn't step up and do it for her.
Craft is its own
This
reward.
is tenuous, isn't it? Anything could have caused that mark, couldn't it? Doctor?
The island is about
It
to
is
end.
my it is my firm opinion this was done by a ring worn on the wedding ring finger. Bruising can contain very detailed information.
How dare you?
Preposterous. The doctor would say anything to a pretty face.
I'm a professional.
Back off, architect.
Do your job.
Leader. We'll see about that. Why would Architect Carmelina have killed Grace? Yuri gave Henry demonology books. Henry was being set up to end the island and possibly be scapegoated for the murder of the council.
The investigation
A dead
is
exorcist means that the demon in Henry would still be around and useful when it came time to pin the blame on someone for last night. When Henry didn't kill Grace Bloodlines, Akiko stepped in and framed Henry, giving him a history of murder. This sounds like a conspiracy, investigator. I believe so, Judge. Very well.
I am the leader.
Absolutely not. This is a farce. Hold your tongue in the halls of justice.
Show me your truth.
That's it. I have nothing to present. You have presented a veritable treasure trove of facts. God, I'm horny for the truth. Alright, you considered it. There is no jury. Got us stabbed and the blood of truth flows. What do you got for me? I mean, come on. This seems like pretty open and shut to me. Truth is revealed. A truth is known. A truth
The
proves.
court finds
Carmelina guilty.
Guilty.
Grace Bloodlines was murdered by the hand of the architect. So, this is the truth. Thank you for your hard work, investigator.
You have no evidence.
What? How dare you?
Do your job.
This is nonsense. This trial is over.
It is cowardly
Henry
to
will be
sway,
executed and the
investigator.
freak will be sent back to the Idle Lands. This is my courtroom. I am justice incarnate. You do not have the authority to end the trials. You have been found guilty. You will receive your punishment. The trials continue. Got her! Alright. Well, hey, that's great. Alright. Well, we're gonna leave things off there for now. I think that's a, we've established some pretty good crimes up to this point, and I'm excited to continue it next time. Next time we'll start out with who killed the Holy Seal Marshals, which is I think I know who I'm going to accuse of this one, but this should be a fun one. Until then, though, we will continue this trial next time. This has been Downstage Gaming. I have been your host, Josh, and I will catch you all next time.